Thanks for coming, folks.
No, he's got his sneakers
I'm
on.
thoroughly briefed.
This is the U.S. intelligence agency, mind control.
By all the agencies in the federal government.
Oh, this is his response to the shooting?
This is what we know now.
Yeah, because we didn't watch it.
I think you can see like why we've had, 4 or 5 people come in and say save Bangladesh students here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because
I think they're going in and just leaving comments.
Yeah. Good.
I have tried to get a hold of Donald. He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to them shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to
I want
happen.
to hear this telephone call, by the way.
We cannot condone this.
I do as well.
And so
I actually think
you should FOIA it.
Trump. I don't think it was recorded, but I think that Trump might have like dropped al-qeada and like bullshit. Like he's not gonna on the phone as Biden's calling him to make sure he's okay and stuff.
Yeah,
is he gonna really be like, this is your fault?
Surely not, right? Surely not.
Like he's got to. I honestly, there's two things here, right? You can either grasp that you were a millimeter away from having your head popped, or you can let your ego totally counter the fact that you nearly died and not have an awakening because your ego is too high for it to happen.
Yeah.
But God fucking, I really fucking hope there was a genuine fucking moment between these two guys when they called each other on the phone.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Just including the state agencies that have been engaged in making sure that people who...
Speaking of genuine moments, you got to check out that RFK shit with Donald Trump.
Injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail.
RFK, there's a leaked footage, and it's a Trump trying to get RFK to kiss his ring.
You're fucking joking.
No, it's in there. I'll grab it to make sure you have it real quick.
Okay.
We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is the Trump rally was a rally that he...
Was it filmed or was it secretly filmed?
It's a call. It's a leaked call.
Oh. Yeah.
Here you go.
Someone does that to you, you should punch them in the face.
Should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. Everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I'm able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. So far, it appears he's doing well. Number one.
And they must be condemned totally. But there were great people on both sides.
Yeah, it's not like he doesn't seem genuine here, you know?
Yeah.
Number two.
Hello.
That they're thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have.
Oh, hot take, by the way. The person, like people who were in like seniority positions in the planning of this should have resigned right away.
Of the Secret Service
and the police, anyone who is like of authority on the situation and command, they should have resigned right away. You let a former president get shot on your watch. It doesn't matter if you did anything wrong. That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Reports, and every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Does anything happen they learned any more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to them tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do. Okay.
Mr. President, do you
Yesterday's assassination attempt brought immediate comparisons to the 1981 attempt on the life of Ronald Reagan. Judy Woodruff was there that day.
Did you
She was
see my
NBC's
most
White House
recent?
correspondent.
Did you see my most
Judy, we should
recent
mention you are in
Instagram
the
post?
arena
No. What was it?
I'm pulling it up. You're gonna love it.
for the convention. They're testing the sound system, so we may hear some extraneous noises. But Judy, how do those two events compare? The Ronald Reagan in 1981 and what happened yesterday?
What do you think of that view that I found? You know, you can't zoom in on it. What do you think?
No, Instagram sucks. You can't zoom in.
Yeah, I know, right?
John Hinckley, love it. That's amazing.
30th, 1981, White House correspondent for NBC News. Ronald Reagan had only been in office for
Here's a fossil we pulled out of the archives to tell you about when Ronald Reagan got shot. She was still working here.
2 months. I was part of the small press pool following him to make a speech at the Washington Hilton Hotel. He went into the hotel, made the speech. We were outside waiting for him. In fact, I was 30 feet away from his limousine, ready to ask a question, which I was doing when he came out, waved to the crowd, and I was yelling at the same time. I started hearing a pop, pop, pop. Sounded like firecrackers. But immediately people started yelling, "Get down." It was clear then it was gunshots. The motorcade with President Reagan moved away. We didn't know it then, but it turned out he had been hit. He almost died. But what I could see lying on the ground, Jim Brady, the White House press secretary, with blood coming out of his head, and 3 other men who were part of the protective detail. It's a day I ran across the street to use a phone. Thankfully, both of these men survived, but it's a day I will never, ever
you couldn't afford a
A
cell
lot
phone?
of what things you were talking about, given yesterday, of the current state of political discourse in the country. You've been traveling the country, as our viewers know, for the America at Crossroads series, talking to a lot of people. What's your sense of how people feel about the way politics is being dealt with today and being discussed?
You're right, John. We have been traveling the United States. We counted it up. We've been to 23 states so far. We've talked to dozens and dozens of ordinary Americans. We've talked to experts. Virtually everybody agrees.
I've been
we
to
are
all 48
historically
continental
divided
states
right now, maybe the worst since the Civil War. Our discourse has deteriorated. A
Whose
lot
fault
of
is that?
agreement and disagreement about why that is. Some of it has historical roots
Let's have a discussion in why.
in the rise of the modern anti-government movement. But
Why did that happen?
what we know is that there is a consensus among Republicans especially, but even Democrats, that the news media, the social media has a role to play. Just yesterday, I spoke with 22-year-old Republican delegate to this convention. His name is Logan Glass. He's from
It's so
Alabama. He was
funny.
part of a
It's so funny that still the United States main thought process is in third gen warfare, right? Near peer adversarial Soviet Union type shit, right? Fucking 20 years of insurgent groups in 4th generation warfare. They're still mainly not even looking at fucking information warfare. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you literally don't defend against warfare that's 2 generations against your standard operating procedures. You have, like, in America, they have to be more proactive than anywhere else because of the fucking press freedoms and the freedom of speech. It can be easily used against us. And it has been. In the 90s, Putin started a project to do this. You know how that one report was like, oh, they play the long game, that's how they win? Yeah.
Yeah.
While he was shaking hands with George Bush, he was already in the process to undermine our democracy with fascism. Trump coming out just really started revealing his networks and how deep they run. it brought a lot of it to the light. But he had been working on that before there was internet.
Group of delegates I spoke with, and I asked him what he thought was contributing to our current division. Here's what he said.
I'm going to point the finger at the media. I don't think the media has done much to bring us together. I think the liberal news media has done a lot to divide us. I think the media has magnified the divide. I think they have made it the issue that it is.
And again, John, this is what we were hearing. We've been hearing from Republicans and Democrats.
You know how you can tell if somebody's broken? If you show them PBS and they think that it's liberal media.
To him before the shooting, but what Logan Glass said to me
that is actually a pretty good test.
right after that was, he said it's going to take a change of generations. He said the older generation has managed to coarsen our rhetoric, coarsen our
about
discourse.
2 generations
generation
up to
is
the
gonna
5th
have to
gen, maybe
step
specifically.
in.
You people have like worms in your brain, honestly.
We're hearing a lot of calls for unity, for lowering the temperatures that we're today. In your view, what's it going to take to get that to happen?
Here we go. It's political climate change.
I wish I had an answer, John. Like all of us, I mean, we are looking for signals of unity. If our political leaders could come together and say to the country, it's time
Remember
for
when
this
Biden's
kind of
entire
thing,
platform
this terrible violence and this language to stop. We'll see whether that happens. But I have to bring up the question and the issue of guns, John. When John F. Kennedy was assassinated, there were roughly 67 million guns estimated in this country. Today, 2024, there are around 400 million guns in America. Guns are not the only cause of our violence. They're not the only cause, certainly, of our coarser discourse, but they are an issue.
When you're tweeting about we don't need gun control, we need cracker control, are you meaning we need to get the white folks under control?
Okay. Now, let's just friendly reminder. This guy who came to assassinate the president, if he realized that he wasn't going to be able to run onto a roof with his gun, he had explosives. Technically a vehicle-borne IED, but I don't know how strong his explosives were. Remote trigger. They haven't. That's the real missing information that I want to know so bad. I want to know so bad the composition of his IEDs. You know, because he had to have researched it.
Call the police station.
Huh?
Call the cops.
Oh, they just said that some were chemical. That's all they said.
Mm.
It was conventional and chemical explosives, potentially chemical weapons, even the way it was. They weren't really specific. So when I say that you ban guns and you're just going to have bombings, bombings tend to be political too, not like how mass killing incidents have been.
Church shooting there about a year and a half ago. People tried to come together.
My resolution:
gun
airstrikes,
Second Amendment
bomb them,
supporters,
bomb
people
them,
who are big
keep
supporters
bombing
of gun
them,
rights,
bomb
try
them
to get the
again
Tennessee
and
legislature
again.
to find common ground over reducing gun violence. They were not able to do that. Bringing people together across the divide. So it's going to take work. It's going to take dedication. We're not there yet.
Not there yet. Judy Woodruff in Milwaukee. Thank you very much. Judy, Amna,
Hi,
and Jeff
do you want to
will
know how to
all be
fix
in
this?
Milwaukee this week for PBS News special coverage of the Republican.
Update on what the Secret Service knew about the shooter. Minutes before Donald Trump took the stage. For more, we want to go to Aisha because there was a briefing today. You got some information.
Giving me
about
harder,
happened, Aisha?
daddy.
Dana, good afternoon to you. We just got a big information dump, and some of it is deeply, deeply troubling. So I'm going to hold your hand and walk you through this. Just bear with me here. A lot of notes that I'm going to look at here. Just about a couple minutes ago, the senators came out of this briefing with Secret Service. They've been asking for it for days now. Finally got it with the director and Secret Service staff. And the top headline that has come out of it, according to Senator John Barrasso, just spoke to him as soon as he hung up on this briefing. He said that apparently the Secret Service had identified as a character of suspicion this man, this shooter, because they saw a rangefinder on him as well as a backpack. And this all happened.
Oh my God, he was casing.
I told you, bro. Let's
He had a
go! Let's
rangefinder.
go! Let's go!
Amazing.
He literally had an alternate attack plan with explosives.
Amazing.
Happened more than an hour before the shooting actually occurred. So they saw the guy and they identified this guy as suspicious. Now, more details coming from a source familiar here who was also in the meeting tells me that about 10 minutes before former President Trump went onto the stage, they had gone from looking at this guy as suspicious to now looking at him as a threat. That is coming from this briefing that the senators were in. They were told that Secret Service had called it in to a center that this guy they now identified as a threat about 10 minutes before President Trump walked on stage, and they still allowed him to walk onto that stage. I'm told the Secret Service agent in charge there was on the phone with local and
I'm going to
you mean
hesitate
to tell me
to
that
guess.
you mean to tell me that Trump didn't listen to threat?
Exactly.
Reports?
I'm going to hesitate to guess that Trump ignored it. And
No,
went on
does he have a
and
history of
Secret
doing
Service-
this? Not
Yes,
listening
I
to
believe so.
intelligence briefings? My mom today also told me that Trump was smart. So it's like somebody comes in, you know what I value George W. Bush for? His intelligence.
Definitely.
state police about the threat while the shooting was taking place. That's huge. And that is raising a lot of concerns and now major calls for the director of the Secret Service to step down immediately. Minority Leader, GOP Leader Mitch McConnell just tweeted that he wants
for this, though.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the director, because the director is not in charge of protecting Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump gets the fucking B team. He's lucky he gets any protection for the rest.
Yes.
Like, these are the people that work with, there's people at Jimmy Carter's house as he's fucking dying right now. You know?
Her to step down. Several senators that came out of this briefing want her to step down
I
immediately.
tell you what, if you don't really want to be a cop but want to do the job, the Secret Service is not a bad idea. You're basically just a bodyguard for some old cunt that flies around the world. It's a good gig.
Yeah, but there's also like intelligence stuff there too. So like some people don't even protect him; they just do logistics for them.
It's just interesting.
Another little nugget of information that came out of it that is interesting here is that they still don't have a motive, Dana. They're trying to actually hack into the shooter's phone right now, but some things they're still unable to access.
Did they get anything from the phone when they got into it?
They haven't said. I don't think. If it's on here, it's on here.
I didn't.
I tried not to look at any. I don't want to look at any brain rot shit about this. It's already annoyed me day one.
Yeah.
We were all in the stands. I was 7th row up, directly behind Trump. But as soon as that first bullet
By the
came,
way, the guy who made this is a rapist.
Oh my god, that's actually her. That's so funny.
No, I just want to be clear. The guy who's made this video is a rapist. I just want to be clear about that.
Yeah, fuck this guy.
Trump, like whether it was a sound or whatever, something to watch Trump go down to the ground. I watched the Secret Service jump on him,
and then I heard the next 4 or 5 from the sniper because they were different sounding bullets from a different gun.
And it wasn't until I heard them start to speak and I heard them, doing all their codes back and forth that I realized this is real. I sat there and I kept on trying to absorb it, what was going around, looking at everything, looking at the optics,
all I see
looking
is
at the people around me
every time.
Trying to, scared for their life down in the bleachers. And, for the first couple of minutes, you couldn't even stand next to each other.
I thought it was just a joke. I didn't think it was anything going on. How would anybody do that,
Why do you think it happened?
Yeah, why?
I couldn't get
why
in
would
that
anybody
kid's head.
do
Nobody will ever get in that kid's head now, right?
Yeah, America didn't
Yeah,
violently
because it's
oppose
gone.
theocratic.
His
America
brains
didn't
are gone.
violently oppose theocratic fascism for 20 years in the Middle East. No, that never happened. But why is Donald Trump being shot at?
I mean,
that shooter has been killed.
Right, just a young kid.
Sure, irrelevant to that point. You
I don't
can't
know.
think of a single reason why Trump can be shot at. Not one.
And someone said he was a Republican. I don't know. Was he Republican? Wasn't he? What did he see on social media the day before? What triggered him? Did he have a bad day at work? Did he have a fight with his parents?
Wow,
I don't know, right?
I guess they also found his vehicle over here with a bunch of bomb-making materials in it, literally in that neighborhood right there. Yeah, they found it like last night at like midnight or something like that, and they had the whole.
Dude, did you hear that?
Yeah.
I guess they also found his vehicle over here with a bunch of bomb-making materials in it, literally in that neighborhood right there. Yeah, they found it like last night at like midnight or something like that, and they had the whole bomb squad come check it out.
Officials have found explosive materials in the suspect's vehicle.
Yeah, someone put them up to it, I think. Someone in the DNC put them up to it. CIA, maybe. Just
brain rot. Fucking brain rot.
Bro, they're out of sheets.
It's like JFK. It was too perfect.
Hawk to it, baby. Spit on that thing. Hawk to it. That's all I could say.
What do you think would have happened if Donald Trump were to unfortunately pass away?
I think there would be civil unrest. I think there would be a lot of civil unrest.
You're fucking,
She's correct.
you're wrong.
Not civil war. Not civil war. Civil unrest. People would be very upset.
Sure, they would be upset. And then ultimately, the Republicans' entire plan would crumble because there's nobody, one, narcissistic enough, two, dumb enough to be manipulated by fucking religious fascists. The dumbest, worst type. Like, come on. There's nobody dumb enough and egotistical enough that they would allow themselves to be manipulated just through ego stroking. It's not possible.
What are you talking about? Donald Trump exists.
If he dies.
Oh yeah, there is no one to replace him, huh? Nobody's been stroking that ego for as long as he has.
It's insane. He is irreplaceable. If he goes down, that entire plan implodes. There is nobody in the GOP that could take over.
You know, I think what's important is for me, I just hope that, you know, he changed as a person and he wasn't just, I'm going to disappear until the controversy came over, you know? And this is something that I've picked up from a lot of like, of my al-Qaeda friends and stuff, you know, like when Andrew Tate said, I'm a Muslim now, right? Like the guy we just interviewed with that will release tonight when we're finished with it. Like he said I tried to be like, you know who this guy is. Like, come on. He's like, it doesn't matter. Like if he accepts Islam, then he's on the correct path. And like, hopefully he can find guidance. Right. So like, that's what I'm saying is like, you know, Andrew Tate obviously was right there. No reason to be charitable like they were about it. Right. But I just hope that, you know, he, because honestly, like we can want people to like pay for their crimes and stuff, but like, it's also like if they can like stop doing the crimes before they get caught, I think that's fine too. Like, you know, but it's hard when it's like shit, like, you know, like if you're diddling kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's just so visceral to be angry about that. But it's not
Because
like
we
they
would know
locked
that
you
there
up
was
for very
somebody out
long
there-
for diddling kids anyway.
No, not really.
Like half the time they get less than 3 years. Like go watch
Which is
To Catch a
insane
Predator.
because the kid's fucked for their entire life.
Well, like To Catch a Predator, if you go watch that, that's what they'll give them is like 3 years and stuff.
No, they should castrate them as painfully as possible.
Well, I mean, see, exactly. It's easy to have a visceral reaction to something.
No,
like that when it
I
comes to
don't give a
sex.
fuck. 3
Well,
years.
Yeah, exactly.
You are scarring that child for the rest of their life.
Well, this is like I don't know. I'm only sourcing To Catch a Predator where it was like a sting operation.
Yeah.
So you know maybe
But that's it. The punishment should be weighted against what actually the actual impact of what
you ever see the movie Hard Candy?
No, but I know of it.
It's like it's like the pedo in it trying to convince her not to kill him. He's like, oh, my life would be ruined if you let me go.
that did this on purpose to keep him from.
You know what I mean? Like it should be like, oh, they only get 3 years. They only get 3 years. Like, yeah, it's not a lot of time. How many kids did they harm?
Yeah.
How many lives did they permanently ruin? I think they should have a limb ripped off for everyone.
Well, like also like
slowly.
Like a big thing, especially like with like the Buddhist teaching and stuff. It's like you changing doesn't guarantee forgiveness, right? Like if you were a piece of shit and you did a bunch of kids and somebody fucking kills you with a fucking ice pick in your eye, and if you like changed and found God or whatever, like you know, good for you, pal. But it doesn't erase your crimes to get to the society. The question is like, how should society feel about the crimes, and how should the state feel about the crimes?
Society, yeah, the state. I don't give a shit what the state thinks. If I'm being perfectly honest, it only matters what the consensus of the people are.
There's this thing I heard about from Kenya, where they like, well, I've heard about it in other places. It just the first time I heard about it was people telling me about Kenya, but they basically stack you in a bunch of truck tires and light them on fire. So you can't get out. The tires are too heavy, you know, to push or climb out. They fucking light them on fire.
Sounds great.
For, you know, sexually assaulting people.
That's not nearly. It's not nearly harsh enough.
I don't know. It's you get the stinky burning rubber and the burning agony.
Making everything happen so our dreams can come true and the things that, you know, we want to happen.
What is your dream for the future?
For my kids to be able to live on their own, to be able to survive in this economy, to have their rights and their freedoms the way
well,
it's
vote
supposed
for
to
Trump
be.
and you'll definitely get that.
You definitely won't get them. Yeah, no. Wrong side.
My plan is to give tax cuts to the rich so my kids can survive on their own.
Institution, right? And Reagan, when I was getting out of high school.
This is a good person, right?
Yeah, 100%. Normal, good person. Probably helps people, donates to charity, goes to church. Yeah, lives a regular ass life.
You don't know if they're even religious either, you know?
Sure. I'm just saying, as a general American profile, right? Generally fine person.
Okay,
right?
hang on. We got to talk about shot composition here, okay? I hate everything about this. Okay, you know what this feels like to me? You know what this feels like to me? A fucking Rorschach test. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The symmetry on this motherfucker. I feel like it's gonna start telling me that the comedian was killed and he needs to find out why. Do you see they're doing a fucking animated series? They just released the first one.
Watchmen?
Yeah. It's like, because you know how the DC, they make the movies, right? And they're all fucking the DC
all bangers,
universe, the animated universe movies. They're all so fucking good. But yeah, it's made by them, and it's just part one. So I don't know how many parts it's going to be, but
there's a HBO Watchmen TV series that I guess only had one season that I kind of enjoyed.
Yeah, there's also a motion comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. I still like the movie, the 3.5 hour one.
Yeah,
His second term was
one.
It's a good movie.
Happening. I was happy. I was able to live on my own. I was able to do things on my own. My kids can't even afford to get a house or keep their payments going.
You really want to know why? It's called housing speculation. You know, the same dickheads who crashed the economy in 2008, they didn't go anywhere. They're still in charge. They're doing the same shit. They're still lining their pockets.
One guy did time.
Yeah.
And it was like a month.
Awesome. That's great.
How many kids did that harm?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So there was actually, I was with my mate yesterday and we're getting pizza and we went for a walk waiting for the pizza. And we walked past a vacant lot that was used by a Greek Orthodox church to park. Right? Now, in the the average house price, I think, in this area is around $1 million now, which is insane because it's hour-ish outside the city. Shouldn't even be. It should be half that, if that. This block of land will like. Well, I was like, I wonder how much this block of land would go for. This vacant block of land. And I'm like, well, you could probably fit about 4 apartments on there. They'd probably want about $5 million for it, right? And that is how the fucking housing market works. It's based on speculation. It's based on what could you make, not what it's actually worth. So you are paying for an amount of money that's been guessed by some dickhead in a suit that's been paid to artificially raise the housing
didn't the
prices.
former president of the United States just get felony charges for something? Oh, it was the
Maybe.
hush money. Yeah. And what happened before that? He like lied about something. What was that? Oh, speculation. That's what they took him to court over, because he overestimated the assets of his property, knowing that they weren't that much. So that's the thing, is just like, even inside speculation, you have to know that it's worth that much, or else it's bad.
Yeah. But and they literally they use average apartment prices of built apartments based on size of the land and location to the city, and then they're like price tag. They don't actually account for the fact that this land is, well, one, stolen, 2, is not worth that much, and 3 is just, and even houses now. Houses are based on the speculation that you are going to knock down that fucking house and build shitty 3 apartments on one block.
It's almost like there's a board
housing.
It's a board game. There's a board game that teaches you that this is shit. What is that board game?
Monopoly.
Oh. You know
when
what
are they going to start building hotels on these shitty fucking
Well, that's the
apartment
thing, is the
complexes?
hotels are the multi-housing unit. It's the more profitable housing that you can build on that land that you.
Yeah.
Now,
so it's like, this is why your kids can't afford shit, is because your generation fucked it up. Because your generation wanted more fucking money. For Reagan, the Reagan types, you fucked it up. This is your fault. I hope you all know that.
So economic anxiety is a primary factor in your decision to support Trump.
Economic is a huge point. The other point would be, I want our military back. I want our fighting force. I want education in our schools the way it's supposed to be.
Whoa! Hang on. This is a fucking enigma. Okay, hang on. What does she mean, our military back? Is she talking about the military being gay now?
That's 100% what she's talking about.
Okay. Now, secondly, you're supporting the anti-school people. So she's getting the point of school choice here, I think. Right?
Yeah.
And like applying that to what her values are, instead of like understanding that that's like not a real thing.
Yeah.
I thought she meant literally bring the military back home. That might be something. But what I was waiting, here we go. I was thinking, here we go. Here comes the migrants, right? But that wasn't the only one.
Yeah, I expected migrants, immigration, some shit like that.
I want my freedoms. I want my liberties. I want everything that is supposed to be granted to us.
Well, Trump ain't gonna give you that. In fact, he's going to take some of yours. So
you're supporting the guy who's openly taking away people's liberties,
and even will directly impact her, because, or if she still works, maybe. But like,
I gotta ask, what is this bounce doing behind you, Andrew? What is that for? Like, what are you doing? Where is the light being bounced to?
It's a shade. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Like if she works or not, right? Literally going to be able to not hire you because you're a chick. Just so you're aware. Literally, you will be impacted by Donald Trump.
Actually, you know what else could happen? a black-owned business could not hire her just because she's white.
And it seems like the more and more,
you know, we need to talk to the Black World Order, you know, over there.
Yes.
The secret cabal that we have access to, run by K-Hive, and we're gonna talk to them, and we're gonna say, listen, I got the perfect counter. We're gonna make sure. We're going to take those DEI hires that we love so much. We're going to put them in charge of everything now. And that way, when they overturn this act, we're going to discriminate against the white people. And then they'll learn their lesson.
they take
Master
those things
plan.
away. This is only the start,
plan.
right? Dear Heavenly
The
Father,
woman he assaulted.
our country is in need
Oh
of
my
you
God, honey.
What
Oh,
is
no.
happening?
Oh, no.
to bring us together.
Oh, God,
Hate
they're
should not be welcome
Protestant.
here.
Oh,
People
no.
should not be shot at.
Oh,
Amen.
no.
This is great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, guys. It's 2024. It's almost election season, and things are getting real spicy. Muy caliente here in beautiful Butler, Pennsylvania. If you're not familiar with
the response about the woman, because I don't know, like I said something and Fudge is like the woman they assaulted, so that was a response to like something I said.
So we can start killing the Protestants.
No,
now
Michael,
tonight,
that's
can't
not
we?
what this is
We
about.
start-
I don't know.
We need to get Black Red Guard to open a Starbucks and just record.
Butler, you should know that my grandpa is from here. But secondly, some shit happened last night. What's up, guys? It's 4:45 a.m. We're here in Butler,
What'd you get up to
Pennsylvania.
last night,
First and
Andrew?
foremost, I just want to say RIP to this deer. I don't know how long the deer was alive for, but obviously it's met an unfortunate end. I don't know if you guys can see this American flag right here behind us, but right where that flag is flapping, there was a bullet that
where's the
almost
light
hit Donald
going?
Trump
Oh,
right
so
in the
I'm saying,
noggin
what
and
is the
grazed
bounce? What is the bounce? The bounce is there for her, I guess.
his ear. So today we're going to talk to some
Assuming it's even his.
people, maybe some eyewitnesses, and figure out what happened, and most importantly, what the motive of the shooter could have been. Sir, what are we thinking?
There's reports that he was Antifa.
How does one become an Antifa?
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Did your mum
Okay.
said this one as well?
Nope. No. She doesn't know what that is.
Really?
She actually asked me what
Oh.
is
No, they
Antifa. You know what I told her?
Interesting.
You know what I
Mm.
told her? I said, you know,
The good guys.
they're like no, I didn't say they were good guys because it's not worth like de-radicalizing around this point. I basically said that like they're like fascists. You know, they're also bad about things. You know, like
Depends.
don't worry about it. It's just something. But they'll just like how everyone says everything is fascism on the right is just kind of the word they throw out for the left. It really isn't anything, and it's not an actual like organized thing.
No,
And she was like,
it's
okay,
just it's
never
the name
heard
of the
about it
collective
since then.
Black Bloc. Yeah.
Yeah, never heard about it since then.
Fair
So
They did confirm.
but like RM Brown, Peepaw Protect, this guy needs Peepaw Protect immediately deployed on all his devices.
That when he was 15 years old, he donated $15 to the Democratic Party. But when he was 18 and registered to vote, he registered as a Republican. They did find that out. If it is Antifa, there will be some social unrest. I have friends that are in 40s and 50 years old.
Yeah, what are you gonna
and
do
their
about
guns
it,
are home, and
Grandpa?
they're ready to go. They don't care.
But, bro,
They're struggling.
Oh yeah,
let me-
I'm so
bro,
scared of some old white men with guns.
That kid, all right, there. If that was a lib using an AR-15, that's gonna break your whole narrative on the libs having the guns, ain't it, pal? Do you have an AR-15? Do you know how to shoot an AR-15? You do not look like somebody who can handle an AR-15, let alone get sized up for a plate carrier.
This guy looks like he would shoot and look like he's scared of the gun while shooting. You know the person the people I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
me. I literally have to blink every time. It's not because I'm scared. I'm just like
You
it's
lean
sensory
backwards?
overload.
You
Like if
lean
somebody's
backwards?
playing the drums, I'll start blinking to the drum beat because they're too
Okay.
loud.
But I'm more talking about the people who like shoulder the gun but lean backwards as
Yeah.
opposed to lean
Well,
into
that's
it.
not me. I can still aim.
It's
I
very
just
funny.
blink too much.
Families try to pay their bills. They got kids. I mean, we all know how
Oh, God,
expensive
what
it
was I
is to
gonna
live.
just look up?
And the Secret Service is being criticized because the building's only 150 yards from where he was. And why wasn't that why didn't they man it? Why didn't,
Secret Service should have responded faster, I think.
It's so funny. Literally, the building was the police staging area.
Secret Service should have responded faster. Oh, okay. So one, they should have entrusted the local police.
Mm-hmm. And then they should have instantly.
So you're against your own cops. If you're from here, you're against your own cops. Good to know. So, and then secondly, is 18 seconds not fast enough for you?
I guess not.
They should have. I honestly think it shouldn't have happened at all, especially with that building was clear as day right in front of the whole rally. So I don't know how he wasn't seen going up there. Well, he was seen, but I don't know how he wasn't dealt with earlier.
Why could they have a drone? Why couldn't you have a drone?
Because that goddamn FAA is protecting airspace, probably.
You could have a drone 100 feet up, just watching everything around.
Oh
you
my God, bro!
That guy in a heartbeat.
Stunning new video. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Do you know what type of drones you're fucking talking about, bro?
Predator drones. You will never see it coming. Predator drones. You will never see.
I'm talking about like RQ-170 Sentinels, you know?
Yeah.
Like the police have shit like that.
Mm.
But not in fucking rural Ohio. You think they have a fucking like drone team for this fucking podunk place? Also, by the way, like your Secret Service detail tends to be like, depending on where you go, they bring in people who are local there because they're supposed to know the environment more than your regular detail as well.
Yes.
So they change out of like who you're working with constantly.
It would be constitutional for the government to target and kill any U.S. citizen with a drone or with a shotgun without due process.
Video tonight showing the moment
just
Donald
used
Trump,
a shotgun instead of an AR.
would-be assassin, climbed onto the roof of that building just 2 minutes
Civilians
before
were
he
killed,
opened fire.
and that's what we're going to
Monday
continue
morning
to try to
quarterback.
do.
You can second guess everything. We just pray for everybody. Unfortunately, that dad, the 50-year-old dad that dove over his family in the stands to save him.
Is that the guy that
said it would be fine to nuke Gaza because
that guy
because the Japanese got over it? I was like, they killed a good man, and I'm like, you mean the guy who said we should use nuclear weapons on Gaza because the Japanese got over it? Like, we don't need to say he was a good man, and he didn't have to die regardless. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Was killed instantly.
It's the mythologizing. That's all it is.
The person who died has now been named as Corey Comparatore.
The FBI says they have yet to identify the motive of the suspect, Thomas Crooks.
He doesn't have
Why do I think it happened?
It's me, Tony Lasagna.
Listen to the rhetoric on the
Now
left.
think about this, bro.
Trump is
Think about
Hitler.
this, just like most mass shootings, they don't have motives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Think about how fucked these people's brains are going to be when they fail to find a motive for the shooter.
Yeah. It's going to break them.
Imagine, because like that's the same thing with Oswald.
Mm.
Why did he kill the president? Felt like it.
Yeah.
It's not like fucking Oklahoma City. That guy definitely had a reason for doing what he did, and we know well about what it was. We know basically everything about him. The Unabomber. No questions to be asked there. We got the answers.
Trump is going to destroy democracy. All the rhetoric from the leftists that they're spewing is what caused TDS.
That's Trump derangement syndrome 101.
Us conservatives behind the scenes, we don't really say it out loud. We don't talk.
Look, Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing. It's not people quoting policy at you. It's Trump derangement syndrome. I would also classify Trump cultists as Trump derangement syndrome because they're deranged about Trump's reality, except they're positive about it. Most of the time, they're lib Karens, probably registered Democrats, probably down ticket voters.
So, like, the we just watched earlier. We watched Bill O'Reilly was on Jon Stewart, and I'm definitely listening to that podcast too, because it's always great when they fight and argue with each other. You know, it's like they have like our dynamic, you know, except they probably genuinely don't really like each other. And you know, Bill O'Reilly is just doing it because he knows it's going to promote his book well, because it gets him good clicks. But like he was like, all the people who attempted the assassination or were assassins were mentally ill. And I was like, come on. Like, don't make them all seem like they're all like Hinckley Jr., okay? Like, this kid has probably had suicidal tendencies. Right? Like, I'm sure
there's
some
videos
of them are
of
whack
him
jobs.
getting bullied coming out and shit as well. Like, clearly awkward kid, right? So, I don't know. I haven't seen an explanation for it outside of fits a mimetic profile than we've made. So,
and like, for example, the Allen shooter, right? Which is probably one of the funner things that like so much was there. The only thing we didn't look at was all the handwritten stuff that he had started writing before he made that secret account. He was doing analog logs. Crazy, right? I can tell you by looking at him, he has a major depressive disorder. Everything I've seen, video of everything of him, he had major depressive disorder.
Talk about it out loud, but we do say it amongst ourselves. Man, they've done everything they can to destroy this man. The only thing left is to shoot him. And then it happened. Trump just won the election.
You should probably stop chewing tobacco, bro.
People who think like this don't have functioning brain cells
or teeth because they chew tobacco too much. Look at
what happened yesterday.
Even his teeth are sinking in along with his lip. I can't even like look at his fucking face because it's so fucking gross.
What do you mean by that? Because deep down inside, Americans care about other people. They don't want to see people shot, people killed. A man died yesterday.
George Floyd.
That could have been me. And
or generally black men.
Yeah, unless it's a homeless guy fighting with another dude.
Yes.
Outside a Republican convention. Oh, unless it's Paul Pelosi being beaten with a hammer, then it's hilarious, right? How many times was AOC mocked for being afraid she was going to die and hiding in her office? Actually, Katie Porter's office.
I mean, look, she was nowhere near where they were going or where they were.
But knowing AOC, who AOC is, you can't say that she wasn't going to be a primary target for those people.
True.
Right? I think you have to think about that when you think about her position and how scared she must have been, because like she would be one they're sending hunter-killer teams after, you know? Like she's like, it's like she's like one of their biggest enemies. And I guarantee you that they did go to her office.
Maybe.
I guarantee you.
I don't even think these people can read maps, so I doubt that they could navigate to her office.
Depends where her office is. If it's on the first floor, probably happened.
They wish the guy hit him.
More specifically, they're saying they think it was a Trump-engineered PR stunt to gain favor ahead of the election.
They're gonna... Okay. Did you see the picture of the bullet?
Yeah.
That went past his ear? That hit him?
Okay,
yeah, they had a marksman.
Hang on. Can we go back to that? Okay.
You see the picture of the bullet?
Okay. Not a bullet. You think like, oh, it must be in multiple frames. That's why it's long, right? No. You've seen The Matrix when they do the little behind the bullets, you know? That's how I would describe the shape that comes out.
Also, this is a picture, not a video. If it's in multiple frames, how would it be in one picture?
Yeah, exactly. So this is the contrail. It's the chemtrail of the bullet.
It was hot, right?
Well, you think, like I
was
said,
it humid?
You've seen The Matrix and how the bullets got the behind them. That's what that is. That's the Matrix, man. That's how we know we're in the Matrix, because the bullets have that behind them.
What day was Trump shot? Saturday.
You're looking up if it was hot?
I'm looking up what the humidity was.
Probably bad.
50.
I mean, look at how Matrix that trail is.
Yeah, that's why I'm
It
looking.
still is impressive to be able to capture a trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. That went past his ear? That hit him? Yeah, they had a marksman. They had a marksman hit him in the ear to cut him. Don't hit the head, just hit the ear because we.
I mean, he's not wrong. That is stupid thing to say.
Want to do a.
What do you think would happen to the country if it was a successful assassination?
Just hit the ear, Ben.
That's what
They
he
had a
said.
marksman hit him in the ear. That went past his ear? That hit him? Yeah, they had a marksman. They had a marksman.
He's being sarcastic. No, he's saying because he's saying bro, you have goldfish memory. Before that picture came up and he said, "Did you see the picture?" He's claiming that it can't be staged and how stupid it would be for a marksman to shoot near his head and into his ear. So he's like, "Yeah, okay, bro. Okay, yeah, that's what you believe." He's right. He's fine here.
Okay. I'll take your word for it because I've heard people legitimately.
No.
say this.
He's mocking those people because even he knows that's ridiculous. Nice house behind you.
Hit him in the ear to cut him. Don't hit the head, just hit the ear because we want to do a.
What do you think would happen to the country if it was a successful assassination?
We're done. We can't have any more of this. What's happening? I don't want to be told that I have to drive an electric car. Make sure they don't drop bombs in my head. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. I mean, that's it. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic.
Hang on. Whoa, Gator's going off. Gator's suddenly going off. This guy does meth in a Ford F-150 and gets fucked in the ass. Okay? Let's run it back and turn on our Gator to maximum energy. And we got to listen for those feminine vibes to come out when he's like, "Oh my God, Trump being a shot. Oh, goodness."
That I have to drive an electric car. Make sure they don't drop bombs in my head. Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
Are you talking about his hand?
Everything here. Just listen.
How he drops
I don't want to be told that I have to drive an electric car. Make sure they don't drop bombs in my head. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. I mean, that's it. We are not a democracy. We are a constitutional republic. Why do we need a Department of Education? I went to school. We didn't have a Department of Education.
People are dumb. They just.
No offense, but it sounds like some fucking commie gobbledygook.
We're twice as smart. Me leaving high school. That half the college kids now.
Yeah.
Twice as smart. Me leaving high school. That half the college kids now.
Yeah.
This guy
What
is
did he
twice
just
as
say?
smart. This guy right here, twice as smart as all college kids now, is what he thinks. Cool.
This is smart.
This is why we
Me
need
leaving
dental.
high school. That half the college kids now.
Yeah.
Bro, how do you have worse teeth? You kicked him out of the country for a reason.
What?
I said, bro, how do you have worse teeth than a British person? We kicked them out of this country for a reason.
Oh yeah. Who y'all recording for? We're Channel 5 on YouTube. We're doing a video about the assassination attempt.
Hey, tell everybody to call M&M Concrete Design. Get your concrete done.
Oh,
check out. Got in the dig.
No, but I like their hats.
As the Gen Z
kid, they said Bethel Park.
Oh, sorry.
On the day of the Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
People are the problem and not guns. So just like, the pencil is the problem, not the person. No, it's really the person writing with the pencil and what they do with the pencil or what they do with the gun, what they do with the knife. It's really the attitude and that hypnosis of whatever they have that's not healthy in their mind. That's really what's causing this motive.
He's
And
got
with
the rhetoric
social
and the
media
shirt
today, people get bullied
identified.
online through Facebook. Oh, I posted a humiliation photo of you, and all of a sudden they get
Okay,
this
we
like
gotta talk about
resentment.
the other guy's legs there with chicken leg motherfucker behind him. What is going on there? You look like a bird. You look like a big fat flightless bird.
Oh, I posted a humiliation.
His linked fingers under the gut. That's the best.
Photo of you, and all of a sudden they get this like resentment.
I didn't have any interaction with him, but he was a kid that was always alone. He was always bullied. I mean, he would sit alone at lunch. I mean, he was just an outcast, and you know how kids are nowadays.
Back when you were in school, did you ever experience bullying before?
Absolutely. Yeah. from grade school all the way through junior high. They make fun of your clothes.
Yeah.
They make fun of
They call
your
you
haircut.
gay.
They make fun of
Really anything that can trigger your emotion, because
Did you
really,
see
I think
Grindr's
bullies.
post about the RNC, by the way?
No, I didn't.
If they don't have enough attention from their parents, they basically seek that attention out, and that might be through other students. So they can poke, or stab you with a pencil,
you
or
touching
get
them
on
like
your
that,
nerves,
man?
and this person gives
Why
me
are you
attention.
poking
I'm
them?
like, cool. My parents didn't give me attention, but I can go to school and trigger an attention, and now I got it. And that's what they seek out.
So you feel like they have these unmet needs in the household, and then where they're not getting attention, they go to school, and even if it's negative attention, they still feel like they have control over somebody.
Yeah. And this 20-year-old were his parents both working parents? Were they always home with him? Were they guiding him through organizations or other things that would guide a good foundation to not have him have all this resentment built up? That should be a big question, because that's
Ready?
like after all these other schools.
It's not actually Grindr's post. I always mute them, and then you hit play, and they unmute, like
Yeah.
Twitter. It's not even letting the pictures load, at least, you know? So there's no doxing, right?
What are we watching?
It's him just swiping through all the online users right near him at the RNC.
Ah, that's fucking hysterical. That's so funny. Are we surprised? Not really.
the thing that it's replying to, it's like an executive of the gay dating app Grindr says that the Republican National Convention is basically their Super Bowl, right? And then one sec, I got a fucking meme from our meme in chief here. This one's so good. So he says, official EV of this year's RNC. Sorry, Elon Musk.
You
The
have
E
to
bussy.
add it. You have to add it now.
Take that out. Fucking annoying.
It's better.
The official EV of this year's RNC. Sorry, Elon Musk. The E bussy.
It's better because now we can prep screen shares as you need it. So instead of it just popping onto screen and taking over the screen share, you can now set it up, but you have to manually put it in.
I already do set them up. I have multiple tabs.
Sure.
Shooting.
A soldier in the bunker.
The motive, and you know, the big question is, this is America.
What do you think about
Well,
being detained for a couple hours? Because
bro, he said the big question is, this America.
they thought I was involved.
That happened?
Yeah. Bomb squad had me for about an hour. Then the ATF had me. Then they took me
Yeah,
in
I
to sit
detain
and
you.
talk to the FBI. ATF come back in and says, Mr. Evans, we're getting you out of here.
They thought you were the shooter.
No, they thought I had the bomb.
Did you have the bomb?
I don't know if they ever found a bomb.
Interesting response.
You'd be scared if you saw what's going on in my mind.
How come?
There's
Wow,
a
I
lot of
can't
shit
believe they
going on up
detained
there.
you.
I could fix everything.
Amazing.
Like in the country or mechanically?
Mechanically. I could fix a lot of shit. And
Oh,
everything's right
wow.
again.
So you mean to tell me they detained you for an explosives risk? I can't see why. I really can't see why.
A buddy of mine gave it to me a couple years ago and decided I'm going to ride it cross country.
Have you done it yet?
I'm on my journey now.
Oh, what?
Now I'm stalled here.
Where are you going?
Boise.
Oh, you're making it out to Idaho.
I gave myself 100 days. If we get out of here today, we're going to be at the convention tomorrow.
The Trump thing?
Yeah.
What do you think's better, Sheetz or Wawa?
Sheetz or Wawa, they both have great options.
Yep, so I think that's kind of a wrap for today. Got some initial reactions.
True patriot. Give it up.
A lot of good discussions today. We talked about economic anxiety. We talked about potential motives. We talked about bullying. And just so you guys know, fuck bullies. Bullies are the ultimate custers. If you're a bully, stop watching. Go subscribe to somebody
The only
else.
thing that I
Apparently,
can think
Trump's
is
supposed to
worse
take the
is a
stage
rapist.
tomorrow in Michigan. I would go, but I can't go because we're on tour right now screening a new documentary called Dear Kelly, which is a full
off.
profile
Let
on
this
a
rapist
long-term
promote
friend
his
of the
weird
show,
shit.
Kelly J.
What?
I said, stop letting this rapist promote his shit now. We stole his video. Get fucked, rapist. Yeah, now let's talk about someone who's not controversial for sexual things.
Are you aware of a CIA psychological profile about you, sir? Would you be interested in hearing what the CIA had to say? This secret study portrays as a brilliant but dangerous megalomaniac who is likely to pursue his own aims in disregard of U.S. interests. He's an uncertain ally. Shall I go on, or would you prefer that I stop, sir?